All right. So here you're welcome. So as you can see, this is not working, and I'm so excited it's not working because you will understand how to capture error. So I'm saying my name is bringing it as the function. So, and because this full name is a function, I'm supposed to put this open and close inside. All right. I mean, this open and close bracket, that is when it will now return this value to me. I hope it still works though. Yes, so it's now working now. My first name is Tosin Olugbenga. So maybe I will have to change this one now. My name is Tosin Olugbenga. All right, so that is how, look at it. Okay, I want to make a comparison between this and what I had initially, so that you would understand. You understand this. So my first name is, so I want to change this one back to first name. Can you see? So then my full name, because this is the object, this is the object that we are calling. So look at the difference, the way, because this is not an object or a function, so there's no need putting open and close bracket in front of it. But because full name is a function, though it is also a property of this my details, but is a method. It's no longer just a property, is a method, because the value is a function. That's why it is a method. Please capture this. So my full name is my details dot full name. Look at the way I call the full name and the way I call first name. So they will both work, but the way I'm using them is, see, my first name, my full name is what is different. So please try as much as possible to understand how this works. So that is all about objects, and we can know the length of this. So objects can have more than one object inside. Like I can have different type of object inside an object. So like I can have let me change this one to, okay, let me do this last one so that you can see, so I can explain deeper and deeper. So I want to put full details. All right, I'm changing. This is a new method called full details. So I'm going to, inside here, I'm going to do something like my details, bow details, just wash. Can you see? I'm going to make it an object and put all of this inside. So this object, bow details, is a property of this object, full details. All right. The way you use comma to separate all of this, you can also use comma here to separate it, this particular property and another property. So that's bow details. Let me have education, this, like this. So maybe primary, that's speaking to primary school. This is going to be becoming so complex for you, but please try and pick it one after the other and wash all these curly braces. All right, you can reach out to me on Twitter if you have any issue at part time. So primary, Bobas, nursery, and primary school. Okay, so I went to the same secondary school, so I'm going to do secondary. Let me just use any name. Citademy University Secondary School. Maybe Citademy will have a university in the future. an online university. All right, so but that would be the secondary school. So do we need to put university? Let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's just leave it like that. All right, so look at it. This one here, this is an object in itself in the bigger object. Then this is also an object in this bigger object. Then all of these are smaller objects in this object, which is an object in this object. All right, so don't allow that to confuse you, but just look at it the way we're going to look at it. We're going to be handling it. So don't forget all these curly brackets. Programming I've started. This is the curly bracket. This is curly bracket. This is this. This is this. This is this and this. So what we need to do now is how do we now access them? All right. There is another method of accessing this first name. All right, but let's leave it to that. We can do that here. So if I want to have access to my first name now here. So and I want it to output on the home page here. So I'm going to edit this paragraph to should I be touching this? Okay, let me just leave it like that. So let me go down and create a paragraph and call it and give it an ID. All right, an ID. Let me just call it full details. All right, so I want some of the things I'm going to be pushing out here. I want it to be there. So just wash document dot get element by ID into, let's get is it there? What's the name? Full details. So full underscore details. So dot inner HTML, there is inner text, so many of them, equals to, this is going to be a big one. All right, so I want to talk about my details. Document dot get element by ID full details dot inner HTML. So what we'll do here is this. We will I want to write some things out here so that you can see how we can output this information. So I'm going to say my name is, so this is my full name now. So I need to concatenate it outside. So full details, that is full details dot bow details. All right, bow details, because that's where my full name is. Dot. So instead of me to concatenate first name last name separately, I'm going to just call the full name function like this. That's all. It will work. Can you see? Full details, that's the grandmother, this is the child, this is the grandchild self. All right, so but here in this case it is a method. If we click it now and we come to our home page, you see my name is Tosin Olugbenga. It's bringing it out for me here because I'm outputting it inside the HTML, inside the document. So I think this is joined together. Can you see? So now there's another thing we can use here such that we will not bother with this plus. So there is a sign. I've even forgotten the name. There is a sign like tick. I think they call it tick. It is called tick. Directly on your tab button, like this. It's directly on your tab button. Can you see it? This tick, like small quote, but it's a tick. It's on your tab button if you are using Mac, and it should also be on tag button on Windows. Let me check my Windows laptop so that I will be sure. Watch very closely. I think it's tick. I don't know what the name is, but it's directly on top of your tab button, just before 1, 2, 3. You will see it. So if I save it now, look at what would happen. Can you see? Full details is no longer bringing it out as name. So instead of us to put this plus, we can put this inside. We'll type dollar, just wash dollar, open curly bracket and close it. So automatically when it reads dollar, it knows that you are actually referring to a variable outside. You are actually referring to a variable. So if I refresh, it's back. I hope you are seeing all of these new things I'm bringing in over and over again. So please keep a very close watch. If you don't get it how I switch to this, you can go back a bit in the video and see how that happens. So this way I can even click enter here and nothing will happen. But here now, for instance, let me look for here, which is quote double quotes. I cannot click enter, it will throw error. I cannot type, it will throw error. But if I had used that sign, I can actually click enter and I will continue to type under it. Please, I want you to really take note of this. All right, so my full name is this. Enter. Let me just bring it under here so don't forget this is the closing one. So it will still see everything as just one line of code. That's the advantage of that particular sign. I'll get the name shortly. So I am so I want to call on the age now. I will use the same dollar, open and close brackets. I'll put age there, but I can't access age like that. I must say full details dot bow, because is a property of bow dot age. But there's another method I can use. Instead of doing dot age, I can bring up a square bracket. You understand? Square bracket. That is square bracket is on the same button with curly brace. So I will type age inside. So full details dot bow details, then age is going to give us the same result if I had put dot age ordinarily. All right, so I want you to get the difference of all of this. Can you see? My full name is Tosin Olumide. I am this. All right, so here I can even put a line break. Maybe I want forgotten line break. Line break is to help us break a paragraph down in HTML. Line break, and I can say I am age years old. Then here I attended. Now I want to move to education section. This education. So what I'm going to do is same thing. Edu dot full details dot edu dot primary. Simple. So before proceeding to dollar into full details edu, then I can as well put that edu inside curly bracket like this, square bracket edu, and that of secondary inside square bracket 2. Can you see? Oh, I do. Then that's secondary. Do you see it now? So these are many ways with which you can access the details of an object. So you can use normal dot like this, dot primary. You can use, even if it is two of them, you can put them inside. You know, this Eduna is, I've added it inside this square bracket and secondary here. So everything will work as explained. Can you see? I attended Bobas National Primary School before proceeding to Citadel University Secondary School. Do you see it? Perfect. So those are the so many ways with which you can have access to an object. So here we just dealt with one object. Here is object inside object. All right. So next we'll move to JavaScript array. How you can also deal with array and this. Then after that we'll do other little things. Then that might be the end of maybe JavaScript. Okay, maybe you can use JavaScript for form processing to manage form alert. Then I will give you an assignment to go and to build a JavaScript calculator, or maybe we will build a JavaScript calculator as our as our course project, so that you can see how we can use JavaScript to build a calculator. It's going to be a bit deeper than this, so but you will be learning as we proceed. So that is it. So we'll miss